Blessed love and peace, Rastafari. This is a recitation of Jews, Jains, and JAH, a mixed color Rastafarian odyssey. Selected excerpts, an initial preview of the audio Intio selections, Selector, them things. Here it is. I do, our ancestors' song. Can you remember the way we speak to each other in ancient days? Grunts and whistles and vocal cords before electricity. When we see each other and lightning fills our core beneath our skin, and the tremors continue onto our fingertips. Can you remember the way we hold each other's hands without looking, when we walk without lines, and we fly without thinking? Can you remember the way we look into our eyes, reading the sparkle, the flecks, the hues, and the depths, immersed within our instantaneous infinity? Can you remember the way the leaves taste within the garden, the ripe fruit, juices, and herbs and grains? Can you remember the way we feel wholeness within the darkness and light, within the circles, squares, triangles, and polygons of earth and stars, the source of mathematics? Can you remember the way we are together? Hiji. The winds naturally travel beyond the ozone, from the core of Earth and the depths of the ocean and lochs, within lava flows and geothermal pools, into the surface currents and shifting clouds, through lower atmosphere and upper atmosphere, beyond the occasional meteors, asteroids, and comets, beyond the moon and planets, amidst and beyond the stardust, invisible matter, and distant stars' infinity, into the mind of the awakened. Beyond the pollution that surrounds and enslaves, proclaimed, imposed, statutory propaganda of chemicals, physics, biologies, and calculations of human civilization, let it be proclaimed: the earth is emancipated. As the winds naturally travel beyond and return from awakened stars, occasionally materializing within the atmosphere, flowing into the depths of the core, the wilderness approaches and healing continues. Do you remember me, brothers? I am born after you, brothers. Do you remember that? Can you see me? From the same far, another more, one family. I returned to Africa before you, brothers. Do you remember that? Can you see me? From the north, and the fields green from much watering. I am enslaved before you, brothers. Do you remember that? Can you see me? From the envy that churns within each of us, I am forgiven with you, brothers. Do you remember that? Can you see me? From our amends, our righteous walk, and our divine purpose, Are you ready to build now? Grandmore Moon makes me cry. Grandmore Moon nearly makes me cry midst dark madrugada clouds that slowly clear for a moment. A brief expanse, and she smiles brightly within a quarter crescent smile, 1 week before Rosh Hashanah, exactly upon the equinox and the International Day of Peace of the United Nations. Grandmore Moon smiles brightly with a quarter crescent smile. My Mormor and my Grandmadella together from the distant ends of the earth with me, within me, for the moment. The dark madrugada clouds close again, and the air becomes heavier with precipitation, a downpour. The table of earth is cleansed of the debris, and the plants are fed. Lightning flashes and thunder, whilst New Horizon Soleil approaches. The instrument is held, and the day begins. How do you want to burn? Like magnesium? In laboratory demonstration, plastic goggles, inflating tuition? Like a candle that lives for 1,000 years? Do you burn like the digidrone glow upon a flat screen in the palm of racing hands? Like the soleil? A forest fire rampage obliteration that clears everything and begins fresh. Molten lava flows from remote tropical island furnaces, meeting cool ocean waters and turning green, lush. Geothermal pools within remote tundra island freezes, meeting the atmosphere and turning blue, spark. Would you like to burn as quiet embers of a campfire, toasting marshmallows, a perfect crisp with crackers and chocolate? Circle, cozy. Do you want to burn like the eternal light you already are? Give and takes. Creator gives plants. Man takes animals. Creator gives water. Man takes time. Wine. Creator gives breath. Man takes one. Creator gives light. Man takes again. Creator gives dark. Man takes away. Creator gives woman. Man takes patience. Real cool, birth hereof. My father is a sparrow, chopping it up at the community spot. My dad is a silverback gorilla, saying what's what at the same joint. My far is a maggot, talking all types of foul shit. My far is a pristine dove, keeping the peace at the same time. My pops is a stallion, pedigreed and stabled to stud. My far is a bull because, well, that's what he is. My far is the lion who eats the first of the kill and wards off the hyenas. My far is the rabbit. My far is the black ant who works hard on the daily with light and night. My far is a lone wolf, a tiger, a bear, roaming the polarities. My far is a deer who teaches where the medicine is. My far is a forest. My far is all for us. My far is an elephant, listening. Where was Shashamani? Where was Shashamani? Where was the hilltop? Where was the mass of thousands of adoring disciples who swarmed the runway, closing our eyes and hiding within our quarters, within the trenches, within our make-beliefs, denying the fact? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And weeping bitterly, whilst the lion is taken home by earthly hands. Champions, arise and take our stance again. Live to discipline in every day. Let go of the ganja, let go of the electric fire, let go of the race for a moment, and cultivate a true organic cipher of liberation, beyond any dependency upon this material plane. And then welcome all these to return to us, the ganja, the fire, the race, in righteousness, in moderation, enduring. Let us hold onto our women, let us hold onto our children, let us hold onto our true selves, our true way, and walk the roads of creation like Abraham Avinu, like Siddhartha Gautama, like Lao Tzu and Kongfuzi, like Mansa Musa upon the Hajj, like Tatanka upon the plains, like waters upon the fjords, chillin' with the good fire. Elephants within a tent of meeting, amidst the lions, tigers, bears, and wolves, the jackals, hyenas, coyotes, and foxes, settling where indigenous and locals have the heart and mind to see the Almighty Most High, with whom I and I walk, seen. Give thanks and praise. Respect and honor to His Majesty Haile Selassie I. Respect and honor to Her Majesty Waizara Manen. All thanks and praise to the Most High Elohim JAH. Rastafari. Invisible matters. There are few wolves left within the wilderness. Bears, lions, and tigers are also few. The traditional kings and queens of the jungle are sequestered into remote recesses, scourging. The ones who stomp about in the open are the hyenas, jackals, foxes, and badgers. No, the reigning predators of the jungle forest wilderness are the bugs and the viruses. The ticks, mosquitoes, termites, bedbugs that infest and burrow into the sheep and cattle, that feed off the sheep and cattle, and induce sheep and cattle to commit predatory atrocities against sheep and cattle, and then reclaiming the title of sheep and cattle, who pretend that nothing happened. Collective psychosis, enslaving silence. The remedy is at hand, the natural flowing water, the clean, natural flowing water, the clean, natural flowing green that surrounds the clean, natural flowing water, the clean, natural flowing life, the clean, natural flowing ways that walk amidst the clean, natural flowing green and water, reopening natural streams into natural open air, cemeteries into animal sanctuaries and parks, abandoned factory strip malls and car parks into eco-villages and organic agriculture, expanding green space and blue lines and connecting green dots into a continuum of pathways. Raise pollution protocols for higher altitudes and accommodate the dance of multicolored coasts. Suburbs return to agriculture and forests, and within the rural fastnesses and intemperate climes are interplanetary colonies preparing to further. Shout out to Ralph Ellison and the narrative that adjusts after the Lincoln expulsion. We are shepherds. We are shepherds of the greatest beasts that walk upon this earth, abstractions that graze upon pastoral confluences of open minds and open hearts. Our personal discipline corrals and encourages these beasts within proximity and congeniality, and our kinfolk of earth love to sit and watch the majesty of these beasts, to study and laugh and dance amidst the magnificence. Yet the beasts have a voracious appetite, feeding upon the excesses of competition and the essence of cooperation. Our earthly hosts often eventually experience fatigue and kindly solicit us to continue on, where the pastures are greener. He Jesus us. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Jesus heals. Jesus teaches. Jesus forgives. Jesus searches for the medicine to heal the Pharisees. Jesus searches for the medicine to awaken the apostles. Jesus searches for the medicine to encourage Judas Iscariot to forgive. Jesus, the lost one, doubted within the faith of the mustard seed, the forsaken one, communing with the Spirit. The wine turns back into water. The bread turns back into breath. Jesus searches amidst the sheep of another fold, and amidst the leaves of the fig tree, Jesus finds the medicine wheel. Healing, awakening, courage with the Holy Spirit. All our relations, respect and share. Mado, aho. Heaven is Achilles' heel. The black ants, the mighty black army ants, employed within many fields to cause static and kick up dust. The colony bees buzz madly, stirred crazy by the indignation, the ignorance, and capability, whilst white termites gnaw through the framework into the foundations. Timber. There is a solution that bewilders the mighty insects, the mighty beings. It is a middle path of peace, sharing, chastity, honesty, sobriety. A message, a teaching, a light, an energy from beyond the molecules, atoms, and particles, for a purpose, returning from the origin beyond oneself. It is a remembrance of heaven that stirs and awakens the ant to be a prophet, a king, a saint. For the disease, an antidote. They come here. They come here from nearby city dwellings, walking ancient, dusty streets. They come here from nearby wildernesses, emerging primal sanctuaries. They come here from distant metropolises, pilgrimaging the message. They come here from distant winds, bounding long and immediate seas. Land, rivers, and trails, feet, wheels, rails, and engines, escaping momentarily the trappings of affluence. They come here. From words and books and cyberspheres, evaporating imaginations, global migrations, remembering, relationship. They come here to this house where I live. I am here, within every seat of every house, every one, everlasting. They come here to this house where I live, foreigner, for I near. Majesty. It's amazing that little stream just keeps on going. When it storms, it floods. When it winters, it freezes. But still, that little stream just keeps on going. It's not like the aqueducts that come and go. It's not like the reservoirs that stop the flow. It's not like the golden sinks that shine and glow. That little stream just keeps on going. The trees them know and quietly grow. The birds them know and quietly stow. The deer them know and quietly show. And quietly show. Meekly, discreetly, neatly, that little stream. There never was a devil. I never believed there was actually a devil until I saw God. The devil was a boogeyman, a scapegoat from a distant land and sent to a distant land. Yet, now I see. Like Elohim, the devil is not a he or she. The devil is an it, temptation, distraction, otherness itself. The devil is nearly a reality TV producer, the True Man Show, influencing the one protagonist who is not a paid actor. Yet the devil is merely a reality TV producer, working with the elements and through the providence that are provided from the Most High, the Creator, Elohim JAH. We can say Tao to Allah. The devil is a reality TV producer. Each man is the unsuspecting protagonist and the studio heads that finance the producer. Elohim JAH is the media that puts it all together. The universe is only 2 seconds old. Prove me wrong. Everything else is an illusion. For a man in this universe, there are only 3 things, 3 primordial phenomena. Elohim, the devil, woman. The devil is immersed amidst the celestials, the angels. 1 step beyond Elohim and 1 step above woman. Woman provides man with reason to continue life. All occurs according to the will of Elohim. It is man's charge to stay on the path of Elohim. It is the devil's charge to veer man from the path of Elohim. Woman simply shares what is provided to her. And whilst man may occasionally feel overpowered by the devil only has as much power as man provides to the devil. The devil has many tools: greed, jealousy, anger, ignorance, laziness, confusion, fear. The key for man is quiet, stillness, honesty, awakening to oneness, harmony, peace, and proceeding with honesty, compassion, modesty. Identifying purpose, dedicating talents, developing skills, sharing gifts, feeding self, and building routine and relationship with life that simply shares. The vision of Elohim that is shared with me is a flicker of the candle, a mouse scurrying within the shadows. It is Moshe Rabbeinu upon the rock. It is Arjuna within the field. It is my own hand held above me whilst I write. It is the universe from a television screen that is simply a veil, held within a palm, 2 seconds old. And between those 2 seconds, there is infinity. There is nothing. There is all that and a bag of chips. One heart, keep the record. I am now the slave who frees the plantation, frees the master. I am the truth, and you cannot contain me. You can beat me, you can tempt me, you can torture me, you can kill me. You cannot control me. You cannot contain me. I am the truth. I stand with Yeshua upon the mount. I sit with Abraham inside the tent. I think with Siddhartha beneath the tree. I walk with Lao Tzu along the path. I speak with Muhammad within the cavern. I rise with Arjuna onto the field. I am the truth, and you cannot contain me. The city is fortified away from the savages and becomes perverted in itself. The city battles nature and kicks up dust. Kicks up dust. We have rain for that dust. We have roots for that soil. The green of nature eternally grows, and you cannot contain it. It is the garden you desire. Best to find peace with it, harmony, the truth, away within you. And from all the dirty, we share. If you're true to where we stay, here's a way, here's a way. If you're true to where we stay, here's a way. Cognitive baptism. When you see me in the dream world, will you still love me like you do? When you see me in the dreaming, will you yearn for my presence like you do? When you see me in the dream world, will you still recognize me and all my different sides, all my different selves? When you see me in my different sides, my different selves, will you still smile without question, or will you have to think about it? Will you accept begrudging and tolerate? When you see me in the dreaming, will you still fly with me from remembrance into forgetfulness? When you see me in the dreaming, will you be at peace with all my sides, all my selves, all my sins, and all my saints? Will you still fly with me, love me, yearn for my presence, and wake up like you do? I know what the free bird dreams. Refreshing flows of ever blue streams, just some of them tings, the free bird dreams. Circles of redwoods and evergreen trees, just some of them tings, the free bird dreams. Sails of white clouds, yellow summer breeze, just some of them tings, the free bird dreams. Infinite black skies beyond soleil, moon, seas, just some of them things, the free bird dreams. Sparkling stars, color, bounty, flowers, milk, honey, seeds, just some of them things, the free bird dreams. Snuggled a nest, silent forest trees. I know what the free bird dreams. Addenda. Welcome to the garden. Right now, at this exact very moment, you are in heaven. You are watching a satellite feed of life on Earth and the universe. There are occasions when there can seem to be a horrendous schism between life on Earth and heaven. The appearance of the horrendous schism is the result of our attachments to the materiality of Earth that we require to sustain life on Earth. Within these attachments, there is fear, greed, hatred, and delusion. Without these attachments, there is courage, confidence, peace, modesty, love, and truth. These attachments are required to sustain life, and we have sacred purpose to be in life, to heal, share, and respect life. We each have a charge, mission, guidance to heal, share, and respect life in different ways. Occasionally, when we encounter each other, it seems like the other is bent on destroying, diminishing, devaluing life. Suidad. That is part of the illusion. That is part of the purpose. Amidst the attachments, patience. Within the patience, guidance. It can be helpful to recognize each other simply as children, sometimes rebellious, sometimes murderous, sometimes amazingly beautiful. Always amazingly beautiful in some way when we look well enough. When we see each other as children, it is easier to have patience. It is easier to find the answers within ourselves. And when we find the answers within ourselves, we better recognize the challenges initiate within ourselves too. Attachments. Occasionally, we lose sight. We lose concentration. We lose our sense of purpose and our direction. We get caught up in the pleasures and pains of life. And we get discouraged in projecting onto others. Patience. The solutions are within ourselves. And we can call the distractions within ourselves different names. Gremlins, gargoyles, snafus, tripping. At the end of the day, it is simply ourselves. It is miraculously ourselves, being ourselves. Myriads of the oneness, creatives within the garden. All thanks and praise to the Most High Elohim JAH. Rastafari. 61.29.3.7 semicolon 7 semicolon 3 full 8. Remember yourself. Organic DNA testing. Rivers. What are the rivers from which you and your peoples come? What are the lands from which you and your peoples come? What are the names of your peoples? What is the timeline of your people's migration? Languages. What are the languages of you and your peoples? What are the languages of the lands from which you and your peoples come? What are the writing systems, alphabets, symbols of you and your peoples? What are the traditional songs and stories of you and your peoples? Calendars. What are the calendars of you and your peoples? What are the calendars of the lands from which you and your peoples come? Study guide. Map of rivers, language chart, family language tree, calendar date, calendar chart, year summary for calendar, family calendar tree. Primatry. I used to be that worm, sprawled out in the dead heat of the midday sun. Too little energy to move, too much energy to absorb. Just waiting upon the concrete sidewalk. Then someone approaches, and with greater ease could simply step on me and continue on, without thinking once. Yet stops and lifts me onto the garden with much watering, where I return. And now look at me, upon the concrete sidewalk again, in the midday sun, in the dead heat, helping to lift another. Ballads. It isn't fair. It isn't fair for boy to expect a girl to bow upon his beck. It isn't fair when a boy leaves once girl confides to him her dreams. Yet is it fair for girl to tease a boy who loves every girl he sees, addressing him like an ocean breeze, lessening spirit that he seeds. Resolutions found in modesty, continuing a circle dance, respect and joy and greenity. Do you know? Do you know what liberation feels like? Do you know what liberation tastes like? Do you know what liberation smells like? What it looks like? What it sounds like? What it do? Do you remember what liberation feels like? And do you want to remember? Or do you want to feel, taste, smell, hear, and see nothing? Do you want to want? It's up to you. Are you up to it? Liberation is right here, where you left. Remember that place where you cannot go? That place where you cannot leave? That place where you find extreme peace when you look for it. Don't you remember? What it do? Liberation. It's up to you. Are you up to it? Yes, sure. There's only one. Uno. There's only one God, the Most High, Elohim JAH. Rastafari. Dos. We only worship the one God, Most High, Elohim JAH. Tres. Everyone is a child of the Most High, Elohim JAH. Cuatro. The spirit of Elohim JAH lives equally within each being. Cinco. Elohim JAH establishes a covenant of righteous behavior for the children of Elohim JAH to live in harmony in this life and universe. Seis. In the course of generations, beings emerge who provide an extraordinary example of this righteous behavior and prophetic message. Siete. We recognize, honor, study, and heed our prophetic teachers, ancestors, and sages, and the prophetic teachings. Ocho. Yet we do not worship any man or prophetic teacher, ancestor, or sage. We place our ultimate trust in Elohim JAH. Nueve. We recognize, honor, study, and heed His Majesty Haile Selassie and Her Majesty Waizara Manen as prophetic teachers, a son and daughter of the Most High Elohim JAH, and extraordinary examples of righteous behavior, sovereign king of the sovereign African kingdom of Ethiopia. Yes, and we trust in due time, amidst the well-intended corruption of the world republic and modern science, the deeds, words, and thoughts of the true disciples will reveal the eternal sovereign civilization shared by the prophetic teachings of His Majesty Haile Selassie and Her Majesty Waizara Manen by the holy grace of the Most High Elohim JAH. Rastafari. We call for order. Caribbean bones. Middle path. Chant, sing, dance. Again. Fire, drum, heart, light. Inner, ever. Free. Spiritual blitz. Respect and honor to His Majesty Haile Selassie I. Respect and honor to Her Majesty Wazaramanan. All thanks and praise to the Most High Elohim JAH. Blessed love and peace. Rastafari.